Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I hope that you're doing well, hope you're feeling good. Thank you so much for being here, for clicking on the channel every day. Some days, none of the well, you had to click at least one of the days. Maybe that day's today, but today we're going to listen to Joni Mitchell continuing her album Blue with the track My Old Man, which is also a track from Ian Dury. That was a good one, huh? But yeah, we're going to continue on with Blue from where we had left off. I know that we had just listened to Paprika Plains a few days ago now, I guess, or maybe a week ago. I don't know. Whenever I upload these videos, the schedule's all... But this is where we left off, and this is for now, at least where I would like to continue with Miss Mitchell. So that's the story. Let's go ahead and get into it. Ba-boom.
He's a walker in the rain. He's a dancer in the dark.
Sweet.
We don't need no piece of paper from the city hall, keeping us tight and true. My old man, keeping away my blues. He's my sunshine in the morning. He's my fireworks at the end of the day. He's the warmest chord I ever heard. Play that warm chord, play and stay, baby. We don't need no piece of paper from the city hall, keeping us tight and true. My old man, keeping away my blues. But when he's gone, me and them lonesome blues collide. The bed's too big, the frying pan's too wide. Then he comes home and he takes me in his loving arms, and he tells me all his troubles, and he tells me all my charms. We don't need no piece of paper from the city hall, keeping us tight and true. No, my old man, keeping away my blues. But when he's gone, me and them lonesome blues collide. The bed's too big, the frying pan's too wide. My old man, he's a singer in the park. He's a walker in the rain. He's a dancer in the dark. We don't need no piece of paper from the city hall, keeping us tight and true. No, my old man, keeping away my lonesome blues.
Okay, we have a few things to talk about on this one. Sometimes if you ever see me during the reaction, during listening to the music, if you ever see my eyes like wandering, sometimes it's because I'm looking outside. But a lot of times it's like I'm trying to think and I'm trying to remember to say certain things because I don't like to talk too much during the music. Occasionally I will. But I try to I'm trying to remember things so I can remember to bring it up later. First of all, this song is unique because Joni's singing in her higher range, when a lot of times she'll kind of fluctuate between the higher and the lowers, kind of bringing a more conversational tone. But this one is actually in her higher range pretty much the whole time, and it sounds very sweet. right? It's a romantic song. It's a wanting song, a song of desire. She just wants her old man, her lover, to always be by her side, and she's singing very romantically. So it makes sense that she's singing in this higher range, which sounds a lot more heart aflutter, flirty, romantic, loving. Makes sense. Where a lot of times with her conversational deeper tones, she's discussing and opening up something about herself, a little bit of a vulnerability. So I like that difference. One of you can help me out with this, but the chord progression in this song, there's something a little funky about it. And one of you can, like I said, tell me about this, but it's pretty like straightforward. But then there's some notes and some chords in there that kind of come out of nowhere and kind of fluctuate and change and shift the dynamic of the music, which I thought was really interesting. I don't want to say dissonant and I don't want to say out of key, but somewhere close in that range. That usually happens when she's talking about being lonely and when he's gone. So that's really great songwriting with the way that she uses those notes in the music, according to what's going on here in the lyrics, which she does at one point. Actually, I want to talk about the lyrics because it's going to kind of tie into what I'm talking about. My old man, he's a singer in the park, he's a walker in the rain, he's a dancer in the dark. We don't need no piece of paper from the city hall, keeping us tight and true. My old man, keeping away my blues. Okay, some of you have commented in the comments about the different relationships Joni has had with different people. I'm imagining this is probably about one of them. They don't need to be married to be tied together. They are tied together. They are connected. They are in love. They don't need a piece of paper telling them that they're in love, right? I love the line, my old man keeping away my blues. The album name is Blue, typically reminiscent of sadness. I'm feeling blue. I'm feeling down. I love how this song is almost the antithesis of that. This is how I stay away from feeling blue. So it's not like this album, if you were to come into it looking at the album cover, the album title, it's not like this is an album filled with sadness, even though that's in there, of course. But it's also filled with ways in which Joni cures her sadness, in which she keeps the blues away. This song being what exactly that is. So I think that's really cool. There's kind of a slight subversion of what you may expect when you get into this album. He's my sunshine in the morning. He's my fireworks at the end of the day. He's the warmest chord I ever heard. Play that warm chord, play and stay, baby. A few things about this. You probably heard, but when she says, he's the warmest chord I ever heard, and she says, play it again, it stays on that chord. Once again, really nice songwriting, right? I love, he's my fireworks at the end of the day. Usually with fireworks, it's at the end of the day. It's at night, it's the climax of the celebration, the holiday, whatever it may be. It's like that spark of joy at the end of a hard day or out of a celebration. So I like how she compares him to fireworks at the end of a day. But when he's gone, this is when it kind of changes. Me and them lonesome blues collide. The bed's too big. The frying pan's too wide. That line is my favorite line in this whole track. Not the bed's too big, that's good, but the frying pan's too wide. You're not cooking for two. It's one of those really, God, it's one of those really simple things that you don't even think about. Let me tell you this. One of my customers in real life, in work, I should say one of the company's customers, their husband passed away recently after being married 30-something odd years. Obviously devastating, right? And she was describing how she's feeling, because it just happened like within a few months now. And the most mundane things in life have an emptiness to it. Now, while the death of a partner is something much more tragic, just him being gone, the frying pan's too wide. It's those little things that when that person isn't there that you notice and it can affect you the most. That's my favorite line in this whole song. The frying pan's too wide. For her to think of writing that, which for perhaps someone else, if they were to write it and not have the songwriting capabilities that Joni has, might come across juvenile and simplistic. Like, really, that's what you wrote? But the maturity that Joni shows with just that line. To me, she sees the smaller things in life. She's able to realize those life moments and to put those to song and to words. Actually, the rest of the lyrics just repeat from there. So, yeah, I think that is absolutely just phenomenal the way that she ties that all in, the way that she speaks and sings. Looking at some of the information for this specific song, it says that Joni wrote this song about a fantasy of domesticity that harkens back to her relationship with Graham Nash, which ended while Joni was on a trip to Europe after her announcement that she was retiring from public performance. During this trip, she sent him a telegraph with the sentence, "If you hold sand too tightly in your hand, it will run through your fingers." Afterward, they remained friends, but she was no longer interested in the prospect of marrying Graham. That is Let me know what you guys thought of the track. You can let me know in the comments down below. I hope that you're having a wonderful day. You can follow me on Twitter. You can obviously follow me here and subscribe and like the video and all that kind of stuff. You can support myself on Patreon. I almost forgot what I was thinking. You can help support the channel on Patreon if you want to do that as well. But otherwise, I hope that you enjoyed the music. Thank you as always for being here, listening to the music alongside me, listening to my rantings. And I'll see you tomorrow, hopefully, guys. Bye.